Okay, so I've been talking for the past 10 minutes and it wasn't recording. Ha! Anyway, so this is going to be part 2 of my reflection about Germ Theatre that we did for IB theater class. It was extracurricular, but we used the theater kids in there just because it was easy to plan in that period and things. So at the end of my junior year, the nurse came in to us and asked us one day in order to create a theatrical scene for little kids, for elementary to like 5th and 6th grade. What to ask us if we could develop a scene in order to practice safe, healthy habits, such as like washing your hands after you use the bathroom, and coughing into your arm, and sneezing into your arm, and not to share food or drinks with people. And so we developed a script, we picked out our parts, and then we did it. Since I personally am not a fan of acting, and I wanted to, I enjoy it, but it's not my favorite, and so I wanted to do something a little bit different, wanted to spread my wings, and so that's what I decided to do with the scene, and so I actually became the set designer slash prop master. And so what I wanted, I knew that the scene had to be both portable, plus it had to take place in two places, and I wanted to convey that really easily. And so what I took old theatrical flats that were on wheels that our band actually used, and I primed them up, and then I actually painted, one of them was a classroom scene, and I wanted it to be very bright. I used yellow with a little brown desk and a green chalkboard, so just basic colors. And then I took the other side, turned around, and that was actually the bedroom scene. That was a real primary blue with just miscellaneous objects on it. And so that way it was simple, it was basic, yet it got the message across. And I really think that was really what our audience needed. Yet it was still fun and appealing to the eye. And so that's what I did, and in order to do that, what I did, I took the theatrical flats and actually wheeled them into the classroom, and then I developed the scenery on paint, just using, the straight lines on paint, and I actually took a projection screen and I projected it up onto the flats, and I took gaffer's tape, which is like theatrical duct tape. It just doesn't leave any sticky residue, and it's black, and I took that and I just ran it down the flat, and then I painted over that, and it worked out really, really nicely. And so, yeah, for our first few performances, we actually weren't able to use the flats that I had created. We had about 5 total performances, and so we were able to use them for the last 2, so that was really, really nice. And that helped me. I was disappointed, but I was still definitely needed in the scene. I actually became the run crew, per se, like one-man run crew for the rest of the theatrical, during our performances, and so that was definitely a really different experience for me, because being back in the booth like I was for my junior year, or on the stage itself, I wasn't completely, I've never been involved with the people that actually run the things on and off the stage, and I can safely say that I did not like it, just because there was a lot of pressure. And this was a unique experience in that it was just like we performed in like a cafeteria. And so there would just be, our boxes that we had set up our scenery on, and then my little flats sometimes, during the last 2 performances. And then, and that was it. And so I was in charge of changing the scene, of course. And so, for the boxes, I would take off, originally we were in the classroom scene, so they had like snacks and juice and stuff, and so I had to take off those snacks, pick up the chairs, and lay down the blanket, pretty much all in one motion. And needless to say, I didn't do so well the first time, but I definitely got better, and so that was a really good experience too. And that just really showed how, you really need to practice those things to get it down. I saw our run crew for the performances that would practice over and over before the play, and in order to really get that resolved and to get it as fast as possible. And so I could definitely tell that was practice. But other than that, there was a lot of pressure, like I said, because there's just these little kids that are looking up at you, and of course they have no idea who I am, and they think that I may be a part of the scene, and they're like, why is she wearing all black? Why is she carrying this stuff off? Things like that. And so I could definitely feel that they were expecting me to do something, but I'm just moving the things off. And so, but it helped me to feel really important. I really felt like a really vital part of the team, because I knew that without me being there in order to change the scene, then the scene would not be able to go on. or the message would not have been conveyed that it needed to go on, which was really, really important, I felt, for that scene itself. We spent about half a day doing it. We were able to get all of the elementary schools, plus the middle school, and so that was really, really exciting. I really liked just the response from the little kids whenever like we had a villain that came out, and that was really unique too. And so just that getting that response from the kids, and you could really tell that they really bought into it. And I really feel like our goal, our message, just the safe, fun way to convey safe cleaning habits without preaching to the little kids. I really felt like that was really conveyed, and so I really liked that. And after that, it was really a positive impact too. I mean, we had so many people asking our theater class if they could do something for the football game or do a scene during an assembly or things like that. And unfortunately, we just did not have enough time with all of our curriculum and everything else that we were supposed to be doing in order to set up a scene of that magnitude, with the set and the scenery and the props and everything. But I was really glad that we were able to have that experience with just so many wonderful people.